to you a little bit about our LTE wireless backup and to introduce that to you with some technical details. So, John, I'll start with let you go and kind of introduce the product, and we'll get started.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So the LTE wireless failover solution, what it does is it provides internet service when there's an issue with your primary connection. So if your cable modem, router, gateway, what have you, goes down due to whatever the issue is, a cut cable or some kind of a storm or anything like that, it automatically senses when there's a loss with the primary connection, and it takes over and provides internet connectivity via LTE networks until the primary connection is restored. When the primary connection is restored, it will automatically fail back. So what's really unique about our situation, or about our solution, I should say, is that we take advantage of all three major U.S. cellular carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon Wireless. So the way it works is the technology, and this is a patented technology, by the way, nobody else can offer this, is if it starts whatever carrier it's locked on, if there's a loss of quality of signal or loss of speed, it will automatically search for the next best available carrier real time, and it will switch automatically without any knowledge of the customer. There's no interruption in service whatsoever. So the customer is always assured they're receiving the best possible signal and speed for their applications. And it's a very simple hookup. It plugs into the back of the customer's modem into one of their LAN ports, and then it's just an Ethernet cable leaving their LAN port, going into the WAN port of this LTE device. And then whatever applications they want to back up, they just plug them into the 4 available Ethernet slots in the back of the LTE device.
That's awesome. That's a great problem. So Jay, hey, we got you on here with 10.2. Tell us from your side and the engineering side, what makes this special? What excites you about this product?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And as John mentioned, it's been a very long and fruitful relationship with John. So John has actually been sort of hand holding us, as it were. And as John mentioned, the problem we solve is what you could do with other such solutions is you put multiple SIM cards in a device. So you buy a multi-SIM router, you pop 2 SIMs in there, but you got to pay for both SIMs. This is 1 SIM, 1 router, very, very simple, relatively inexpensive as compared to the market. And as John mentioned, the problem we solve is no matter where you are, you're pretty much 99% of the US, you're guaranteed coverage with this. And we've deployed this solution in many remote parts of the country also for this very reason, that it's just going to hop carriers until it finds one it likes, very similar to a dog with a bone. So we're very excited to partner.
Yeah, I like to
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's very much like a heat-seeking missile, always looking for a target, always looking for connectivity.
So this is an unlimited. So we promote this as an unlimited data backup. There's a lot of vendors out there that will limit and throttle you down. Or do we do any kind of throttling of the bandwidth if they hit a certain limit?
Yeah, no, there's no throttling of the bandwidth when they hit a certain limit whatsoever. We do not throttle. It's not our policy. It is unlimited. There is, the primary as a failover solution. We have a very aggressive pricing structure in place that does include, the unlimited data usage. But we are, we're aware of how much data is being used and making sure that, the customer isn't experiencing an outage due to issues they may not know. Like, I'll give you an example. We've had many customers that have their modem actually failed, the device itself, and it switched over to our solution, and the customers failed over and they didn't even know they failed over. And that we designed the product that way on purpose, by the way, to avoid any interruptions to the daily activities or daily transactions that the customer has. So, they quite often will go for several days, and we do, kind of take a look and make sure, how the devices are performing. And we do notice data usage and consumption. And we are able to actually proactively reach out to a customer in those events to alert them that, you failed over and you have a problem with your primary connection. And quite often it's a very positive experience, because if that didn't occur, the device was going to fail anyway. They were going to be out of service anyway. Then it would have been the mad scramble to, call their service provider, and hopefully they could do a truck roll and be there like right as soon as possible. But quite often, there's the delays. You have to call support. You'll be on hold. You have to wait for the technician to show up with a new device to do the device swap. Whereas with this solution, all of those headaches are eliminated. It's a peace of mind where you don't even have to worry about it.
That's awesome. So Jay, question for you. From one of the questions that we always have, we have business customers out there, static IP. Does this solution support that? If it does, can you give us some details around that? If not, is that on the roadmap?
Yeah, so it's definitely on the roadmap. We're actually working closely with John and the team to embed static IP support. We do have a way to provide VPN service if necessary, which kind of allows you to have the same outcome, where now you have a virtual IP that's accessible via WAN or via LAN. But the quick answer is we're working closely with John and the engineering team to make that part of the roadmap. Oh,
very cool. Very cool. Talk to us a little bit about the device that the customer gets. Is it a large device? Does it have? We talked about a single SIM card. Is there best places for deployment within the building? For the best signal, best service. And then kind of talk to me a little bit about some of the competitors that you see in the marketplace and what, other than the things that you've already talked about that differentiate this, anything else that just really makes your solution stand out.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'll start, and then John, I'm sure you'll chime in also. So it's meant to be as plug and play as possible. I don't believe most things are plug and play. But as John mentioned, this comes fully configured, fully provisioned. So it basically, as soon as you plug in power, you plug in the WAN connection to an Altice cable modem. So that means you're generally installing this, Bill, to your second question, right next to the Altice cable modem, right? Generally, you don't want a long Ethernet cord. So it's okay to put it where it is. In a few occasions, if it's like a couple levels down or in some sort of bunker, we offer an external, LTE directional antenna that we can also offer. But otherwise, you plug it in right into the Altice modem right where it is, and it automatically gets an IP address from the cellular network. It detects an Altice cable modem, and you plug in the customer's devices into our router. From a size standpoint, I'll just answer your first question. It's roughly 4 inches by 1 inch by 3 inch. So it's meant to be very small and tiny.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's again we've actually been asked the question, well, why did you pick the color you did? Well, so it's kind of a sand color. We actually wanted to blend into the background rather than black that stands out. It's also ruggedized metal versus plastic. Again, the internals are very tough. You can put it in places where people drop these and they pick it up and it's working. So it's meant to be ruggedized. Nice. John, very anything else you'd like to add?
Nice.
Yeah, no, I think you covered it very well.
I have a question, John. So I heard him mention Altice. If I happen to have a client that has 100 locations or 200 locations, can I also deploy this at locations that are not Altice?
Yes, you can. The device itself doesn't care who the carrier is, doesn't care what the speed is that's being delivered via the primary connection. It's just looking for internet connectivity.
Very nice. Very nice. Hey, so Jay, I've got another question for you on the setup. So in the talk, we talk about the cable modem plugging into the WAN port of the wireless backup device, and then the customer's network coming into that. In a scenario where we have a lot of scenarios where the wireless backup doesn't support static IP, but we have static IP customers. So in that scenario, we're going to have a cable modem that is in bridge mode with static IP that is connected to a customer router. At that point, is the setup is that customer's router would then come to the WAN port of the LTE backup device?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a very good way to look at it. The alternative that we've also found in a number of customers we've talked to, that router, if it's a newer generation router, could have a second WAN port.
Okay.
So a lot of the newer routers, or even smart switches you find these days, I mean, you don't even need like a sonic wall firewall, but any
Right.
intelligent router like current crop, right, within the last 3 years will support at least 2 WAN inputs.
Uh-huh.
Then it's literally plug and play. The Altice cable modem plugs into WAN 1, we plug into WAN 2. And then
Perfect.
that router takes care of all the static IP addressing, takes care of all the failover, load balancing, SD-WAN, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, Jiten, that you brought up. I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, if it's a static IP customer like that, that would be the recommendation is for them to get a newer router that does have the 2 WAN ports on it, and that kind of.
So Jay, hey, tell us about some of the competition that's in the marketplace with this, and how we differentiate versus like the hot swap, heat-seeking missile of which carrier to hit to is awesome, and that speaks for itself. And I personally I'm excited to see that work. Tell us some other things that differentiate this solution over the other competitors in the market.
Yeah, sure. Excellent question. So I think the main things we have seen are, you have a lot of router vendors, so people that want to sell you routers, and then the service is somebody else's problem. Then on the other side of the spectrum, you have SIM vendors who want to sell you a SIM, but they're not really interested in showing you how to use it. And these are very heavy technical installations, as you've seen, right, in your own experience. So what really differentiates us just from that is it's a complete service. We stand behind it. You actually order and it ships directly from us. It's fully configured to the customer's needs. So it's almost a fully managed service, if you will. In addition to obviously, the best network selector and the fact that, you can buy it through our website, again, if you wish, directly. I think another point I'd make is warranties. So most other routers that I've seen and we've seen typically are 12 months, but they have a lot of, limitations in terms of what they do. Ours, because it's industrial, it's essentially an industrial router. We have a 3-year, no questions asked policy. If it's broken, for no fault of the customer, we just send them a new one. So it's a very sort of hands-off, customer comes first policy.
So that is an amazing point here. So I know one of the things that from our process of partners, this is a great product. It's $49.95 a month, unlimited. The router's $400 a month, and this is a great segue into the warranty on this. That while there is an upfront cost for this router, you've got a 3-year no questions asked guarantee warranty on that router, which that's amazing. So that's something I did not know, something I learned today. Jay, thanks for bringing that up. I think that's a great point there. So thank you.
Yeah, sure. And I'll just clarify. So, as you said, right, $49.95 service. So that's the offer from Altice. The router's one-time fee of $400 each. And we also offer financing. So we've actually recently also, we partnered with some big lenders. So if you have large customers that look at CapEx, and obviously, we understand the world we live in, CapEx is tight. We now offer financing. So full financing, no offer too small. Directly on our website, you can put a credit card in, or you can split it into 4 payments. Or we have a little form we make the customer fill out. A small credit check is done, but we can offer financing for as long as 72 months if needed.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Along those same lines, Jay, what I've found appealing about the whole partnership with Altice is that Altice is willing to step up and offer customized solutions, really white glove customized solutions for customers that may want to use this product differently than the original marketed backup intent. So I don't know if either you or John could kind of speak briefly to that.
Yeah, I mean, we have come across a lot of various use cases. I mean, we're getting to a point where the use cases are almost like a snowflake. No two are ever the same. And, we've had to be flexible. We've had to really adapt to the requirements of the customer. And that's why, we're willing to listen to the requirements. understand what it is they need, what the solution is that they're looking for, and figure out a way that works for everybody.
So partners, thank you for taking the time to listen to this tech chat today with Jay and John. And we hope this is something that really piques your interest. Most of all, we hope it's something that we can partner with you, with your customers, to solve solutions. And that's what this does. And I think it's a great product. We look forward to answering additional questions. I know Jay and John both would be available if there's additional deep dive questions that you would like to go into, and we would need to set up additional calls. More than happy to do that. Happy to set up calls with your customers to go deeper with this product. So thank you for listening. Reach out to your Altice channel manager, and look forward to positioning this product for you and your customers. Thanks. Have a great day.